joining me this evening as I make the transition from having one office in Fresno to an office access in Fresno and also one in Corcoran down in Kings County. I appreciate that you're working with me to make this shift to virtual, and there will be events that we will not be able to do virtual because, especially with bars, we need the hands-on. So tonight, let's go ahead and talk about some energy. That's what we do on this week of the month. So I'm really not even sure where to start, except I guess from the beginning. I, through the last few years, have gone through some amazing and crazy changes, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And one of the things that came up in the beginning for me was energy healing. It's like I had never heard of energy healing. I had seen somebody, in the mid to late 1980s doing maybe a Reiki session, something like that. I'm not sure exactly what it was she was doing, but that was my first exposure to it. And then life changed. And let's just go there and be real. I know, and I've got my tea down here, and it's a little hot for me to hold right now. But one of the things that took me away from it so long, one, I didn't have the access. I didn't have somebody to help me walk through the steps, go to the things that were available at that time. As life changed, part of me started looking at New Age and energy healing and tarot reading and oracle card reading as things that were bad, that were not acceptable. And for whatever reason, I went ahead and followed that. One of the things that was really crazy instrumental was receiving a deck of oracle cards and realizing how accurate the information was. This morning, I was actually in an oracle training, and again, the information that comes through the oracle cards can be so profound and so right on and so able to direct that it was almost a natural step for me to say, okay, if this is connecting me with a source that's greater than me, and I know it's not a dark source, I know it's not bad magic, what else is possible? So I went ahead and was able to take a pranic healing class. That introduced me to how the chakras work, how the energy in our body works, and also gave me tools to not only work on myself, but also to be able to work on others and help their energy and body come back into alignment with its natural self. When I do energy work, it is not my energy that's doing it. I'm just bringing it as a messenger to you. I don't always know what it wants to address or be talking about, but I have found the more I study, the more I find that letting go of what I expect the outcome to be is much more beneficial for the person receiving the session. As I continued, and I'm going to just jump through my training up to this point because some of it all ties together. There are certain ones that they have asked, do not combine this with any other modality. I can do that. It is still part of my energy work, but I do it separately. Most of them combine very well together. So just to, since we started with pranic, let's go ahead and move on to that. I'm glad you could join me this evening. This is our regular Tuesday that we usually hold live, but now we're doing it at least tonight on live, not just live in person. And tonight our topic is energy. And I was just starting to touch on to how I had gotten into energy healing and what my connections were in my certifications. So I had mentioned I had taken, hello Shelley, nice to see you there. I had mentioned pranic healing. That was I think I had probably taken a biofield therapy basic like 2-hour class before that. It's like, oh, this is interesting, and was referred to a pranic class. So since that first class, and that was my first certificate, and that was in, I think, 2019. Since then, I have also taken, I've retaken pranic level 1, I've taken advanced pranic healing level 2, and I've also taken pranic psychotherapy, which, yes, we don't sit and talk like therapy, but what that did was it allowed me to be able to identify where there were tears and damage in our very energy core and learn how to repair that. It's been an amazing tool. I have gone on to receive an Access Bars practitioner certificate. I'm still working on the Access Bars, becoming a facilitator, becoming an Access facilitator overall, because that is such a different format of training and protocol. That is the one that they do not want us to change or share anything, any other modality with it at the same time. Hi Angel, nice to see you. Glad you could join me. I'm working on combining my office from not just an office in Fresno to an office also in Corcoran, and this would be a Tuesday night. Normally we would be live in person. So I want to thank you all for jumping on with me where we are live on Facebook. So after my Access Consciousness, and that is the one that has to be done hands-on. Another area I did train in and have level 1, 2, and 3 certification is biofield therapy. That's been really an awesome joy because it combines the modalities of several and then adds some more and makes it very adaptable. I'm going to say adaptable. It has been such an important part that the course that I released early this year was actually biofield therapy as a tool for transformation. And in that course, I work with my student, my client. Every other week, they get a personal live session. And then on the alternate weeks, they get a module to work on in between and learn some of the tips for transformation. My next level of education has been in Reiki healing. I have Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Reiki 3, which is Reiki Master, and I'm also a Reiki teacher. That involves a little different protocol, a little different procedure, still working with the energies. And one of the things that was so interesting to me in the beginning, and the more I study, the more I practice it, the more I'm attuned and aware of my body's energy, the more I realize that our emotions are trapped in our body, in our energy body. Then they become trapped in our physical body. I started tracing some of the physical pains and issues I had, and I was able to working with one of my favorite books on that is Louise Hay, and she talks about how our physical pain and symptoms are related to an emotional pain. And I was able to track mine, and from the issues I've had with my feet to bones I've broken, to joint pain, to back pain. I've been able to almost dissect it and find out how I let it get stuck, where it got stuck. You may see me doing cartwheels and jumping jacks this evening because I had another one blow up today. Blow up in a good way. It is no longer holding me in that energetic trap. And I'm just going to call it an energetic trap because I don't have better words for it. One of the things that has been so important in my energetic journey is being able to realize that the prison walls that are outside of me, I may be able to tear them down and move away from them, but the prison walls that were in my head were even stronger. And so that's been a lot of the process of how energy has worked in my life and my body, and also in the lives of the people I work with. For some reason, there's been a couple of areas that have been really, didn't know why, but one of the areas that was of high interest to me was PTSD and trauma. Why? I'd never been in the military. I'd never been at war. I didn't have any of that. Life goes on, and as my resistance, as my denial started breaking, I realized, oh, gee, you forget about this period of your life where you were doing this, this, and this, and you were literally afraid every day of your life that something was going to happen to you. During that time period, I did have a friend who was murdered. I had a friend who overdosed. I had a friend who died of AIDS. So I was constantly in an environment of high risk. Those stored in my body. It was at one of my favorite places on earth, and I'm going to put a shameless plug out there. If you like haunts, Hobbs Grove Halloween Haunt is one of the top 10 in the country. And it was going through that haunt one time that I realized where my fear of things touching my face came from. I've discovered where my fear of getting lost comes from. Those are not for today. Those are other stories that don't have a lot to do with what we want to do today. But one of the things that I find amazing doing this energy work is being able to connect. Sometimes I can physically feel the energy of someone else's energy body. And that's often something that I like to look at in the beginning is, have you ever experienced your own energy? We have our physical body, we have our energy body inside, and we also have an exterior energy body. And one of the ways I like to play with energy, go ahead, just rub your hands together. Get some friction in there. Let them get warmed up just a little bit. Press on the center of your palm. Put your hands apart and just bring them together. Often you will find there's a drag or a resistance, or it pushes away, or it slips a little. When you feel that pressure, that tension, what is that? You have just encountered your own energy body. Try it again. It's still there. One of the things that was amazing in the beginning, before I really had taken maybe even any classes, was to watch somebody use a different modality and teach how to gather your energy into a ball. And now that is part of some of the work I do, is creating that energy ball. Energy also works with energy protection. And that is one of the times that we use an energy ball. Because our body's so big physically, it's hard to pack that energy around us. But if we take that energy ball, and I'm just going to give you the short version of it, imagine ourselves very tiny. We can put ourselves in that energy ball of protection. That one never ceases to amaze me. It's not like we get smaller, but we're able to visualize it, and then we have that energy packet around us. Those are a few of the things that I've been so amazed by. Every day I'm amazed and amazed and amazed by what energy work will do to and for. One of the huge changes for me was when I realized that, yes, I had taken all of these classes, and yes, I was starting to practice on people, and pain would start going away, or a thought that they had, but they don't remember what it was, but they don't have it anymore. I could see bodies shift in tension. And sometimes, based on where the tension is, you're able to explore a little bit more what the cause of the pain or tension in that area is. The more I learn, the more, because I keep it real, the more I have developed my self-worth, the more I became eligible to receive energetic healing from myself and from others. So if you're encountering this at a different time, I appreciate that you're on here with me live. If you encounter it and you receive a session, even an energy session like this, or one that I do on Thursday nights, I do a couple of live energy sessions on Thursday evenings. Pacific time, they're at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock. You may be able to find them on my YouTube channel also. And I have a couple of more that I have been resisting making the commitment. But if you're finding this, if you're finding energy as, gee, that might be something interesting to try out, to learn, to experience, you are worthy of receiving it. And the only difficulty is being able to receive it, because we have that block. We have that block. So what I would like to do this evening, I'm going to go ahead and end the video, but for the next, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes, I will be doing a live energy session. You're welcome to stay connected. I think there's a way I could open a group. I haven't learned how to do that. That's more energy technology for me to work with. But I will be doing a session immediately when I do hit finish. And if you are finding this on a different platform, the energy will still be as valid and potent and helpful at that time. Now, I do want to invite you to go ahead and hit like, hit share. If you're finding this on a subscription channel, please do subscribe. And I also do offer individual sessions. And as mentioned, I do have the group sessions on Thursday. So please do reach out. I will not be contacting you in advance for, hey, come and schedule an appointment. That's up to you. And if anybody does approach you for an energy session, that is not me. We will have had a dialogue before that. But for this evening, and as you peruse what's on my timeline, you will find more and more things available. My YouTube is the same. It's Betsy Champ. You can look me up there. One of these days I will learn to put all the links together in all of the places. But for now, I want to thank you so much for sharing this evening with me as I make this transition. I will start offering a Reiki 1 class, and that's where you learn to do Reiki on yourself, your own energy. So that will be coming up shortly. I love doing group sessions. If you would like to schedule a group session with you and some of your friends, we're able to do that too. So again, thank you so much for helping me with this transition and the transition to video. And I really would like to invite you, and I'm gonna ask before we do sign off, find a place that's comfortable for you, with as little distraction as possible. You may choose to sit in a chair. If you like that, go ahead and put your feet on the floor. Open your arms, open your hands, and just allow your hands to rest in your lap. If you would like to recline to do that, you're welcome to do that also. Because I will not be on the video with you, I will not be able to wake you up if you choose to nap, but this is not like hypnosis where, oh, I'm going to put you asleep and then I'm going to have to wake you up. You will know when it's time for you to, I even want to say stir. And so in probably about 20 minutes, I'll plan on no, I'm going to do it live. We're going to stay right here and we're going to do it live. So you will see me. You probably won't see me do a lot because energy work does not necessarily, I thought it was like, oh, I got to summon all of this stuff. I got to do this and I got to shake and I got to shimmy, and it's not like that. It's just a matter of allowing divine energy to come through me and go to you. So go ahead, close your eyes, get comfortable. And I would like to ask you just to start allowing yourself to relax. Go ahead and take a deep breath in. And exhale completely. Go ahead and inhale deeply. And usually I recommend breathe in through your mouth and out through your nose. There must be something different blooming in the air tonight, or from my swamp cooler. And I didn't use my breathe essential oils, so that does help for my breathing at least. Go ahead and breathe in. And relax it. You're welcome to continue deep breathing or allow your breathing to cycle back to its normal pace, depth, and rhythm. But go ahead and continue to relax. And just allow yourself to receive. You're here in divine timing, and you're here to receive. Just allow yourself to relax. would like to invite you to start wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Bring yourself on back. You may need to stretch. Just allow yourself to come back gently. And I want to thank you again for joining me as change occurs and one office becomes two, and Tuesday Live in person will sometimes be Tuesday Live on Facebook. Again, please do like, please share. If you find this on another platform, please do subscribe. The session you received in the small print, I have to say, is not designed to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or condition. Please do see your regular medical practitioners for that. Thank you for being part of the universe, and thank you for being part of my universe. If you have any questions, please do go ahead and put those in the comments. Thank you all, and you all have a good evening too. Blessings.